I wasn't sure how much time had passed and I had grown hungry. My head still hurt a little, and my tied-up limbs only made me moody. She just sat there, staring at her phone. She kept dialing some numbers with an anxious expression. I guess my father? Why don't you eat something? Not hungry. Did you already eat this morning? Just cut to the chase and stop beating around the bush, will you? I'd love to beat around your bush. She replied coldly, staring at me with certain annoyance. Sorry I said that just now. Chill, hey, chill, come on. We're both just trying to live here. Oh, fuck no. Come on, continue. Keep babbling, I dare you. After another kick out of nowhere, she looked down on me mercilessly. Yes, please. You want money, right? How much? None of your business. I tried to negotiate with her, but she just looked even more annoyed. Look, if you let me go now, all my money is yours. All the cash on me and in my bank accounts, that should work, right? I will say nothing and pretend this never happened. I live by myself anyway. No one will suspect it if I just say I took a walk. Shut up. You think I'm a fool? Why should I believe you? You think you can talk your way out of this? Just shut up and wait for your daddy to pay. This is dumb, isn't it? Isn't she more likely to get money out of me rather than a third person? How do kidnappings work these days? Are they even successful anymore? Is this even still happening? Like 30 years ago, alright. But these days in 2020 something? She snorted and showed no interest in my proposal. What if he won't? He will. She interrupted me, raising her eyebrow in response. I wonder if we're, like, related. We know that our mother was cheating on our father. So what if she's like a little half-sister or something? I don't know. But why would she try to take revenge on our father and us then? Shouldn't she try to take revenge on him? I don't know. You will be in real trouble if he doesn't. Haha. Oh, I realized the implication. My dry chuckle felt bitter. Like, come. She had a point. I would be in trouble without the ransom. I suppressed my worry, knowing it was not the time to panic. My priorities were collecting as much information as possible, replenishing my stamina, and finding a chance to escape. Can I have something to eat or drink? I haven't eaten anything since yesterday. Oh? Drinking is more important, really. The rich boy is already hungry after skipping one meal? Yep. I admitted without hesitation. My hunger was real and there was nothing impressive about hiding that. She couldn't retort, so she poured me a glass of water from the bottle after a grunt. Water? Really? Did you have some juice or something? I can't grab it unless you untie me. Just lick it like a dog. Oh, is she gonna let it run down her legs or something? I tried to convince her to loosen up the rope, but she had no intention of doing so. Drink. Come on, what's the point? I'm gonna have to piss myself in front of her sooner or later. I can't drink like a dog. Please hold it still. Seriously? Noticing I would do as she suggested, she sounded surprised. She seems to be the type that gets easily, like, stumped by me just doing as she says? Because she expects resistance? No, no, no! Not with this beta male! Wasn't it your idea? If you want to, you can just feed me yourself. Or rather, if you don't want to. Not breaking a sweat, I replied coldly. Pride was not edible, and I had to keep my strength. Why you? I was used to it. If someone wanted to insult or enrage you, just accept it plainly. Yeah, that's 10 out of 10 advice. I mean, you don't need to put yourself down as well, but just, if someone wants to insult you, man, fucking do it then. See if I care, right? That's what you should say. People are like cats. They don't show interest in toys that don't struggle. Don't move. No longer composed, she moved closer to me with water in her hand. Kiss her. What are you? I was pressed to the wall without finishing my sentence. She bent my head and forced the water down my throat like some sort of torture. Oof. Girl. What would you do if I told her that I need to piss? Would you like grab my dick and squeeze it out until it's dry? Oof. Want some more? She raised her eyebrows, smiling victoriously. Screw you. I couldn't say anything while choking. The spilled water soaked my clothes, making me tremble in this cold weather. It was straightforward and violent, but at least I can rest a little after drinking some water. Nice! Nice. Ooh. Is that a vibrator? Oh no, it's a cell phone on the table that started vibrating. She stole a glance at me with pursed lips after seeing the number. People had small gestures when they were under pressure, like pursing lips, flipping hair, and biting nails, which she's doing all three, isn't she? The person in question might not be aware of it, but one's body language revealed his or her true emotions. Who am I? Sherlock Holmes? Stay here and don't you dare make a sound. Leaving with that threat, she walked out through the door with the phone. I guess I get some actions again. Or at least one prompt or something. With the door closed shut, I vaguely heard the conversation outside, but was not able to figure out the exact content. Was it an accomplice? There would be even less of a chance to escape if there were more of them. Wait, if it's cold outside, then there is no way the sun would be up at like 5:44 a.m. Just saying. I sighed towards the sky, as though mocking my effort. Every undesirable outcome had occurred. If it was only her, and then I had to rest as much as possible. There might be a chance to escape when she wasn't careful. The door wasn't the only exit. I might even be able to jump out of the window if I could free myself from the ropes. Have you ever taken a look outside the window? Which floor are we on, you idiot? Come on. Locations, headcount, weapons, too many uncertainties, let alone how to untie this damn rope. Also, look out the window to see if there's any other buildings nearby, or any landmarks that you recognize. It was more practical to figure something out on my own than to wait for rescue. It would have been ideal if I could persuade her to let me go. I could absolutely not trigger her before I was prepared. At the very least, I should get her to drop her guard to facilitate my escape. After that, I would play it by ear. Let's try to find something useful when she's not around. Let's observe. The window. Oh shit, well, click on things and then you can observe. You can see the sky from the window. Should be able to collect more information if I can get closer. It's not locked, however. Since this place doesn't appear to be on the first or second floor, jumping out of the window is a no-go. This makes the door the only exit out of here. Alright, that is interesting. Good to know as well. Is that my backpack? The yellowing paper reveals sign of age. Seems to be some popular video game from the past. Oh. There's nothing usable as a weapon except a pen, which is a poor choice against a knife. Is that not a backpack or something? No, I need to take a look. The yellowing paper reveals signs of... I didn't click that. This is implausible. Alright, I guess I did nothing on my first day. So far, it's still noon. The sunlight shone through the window at a certain angle, adding some dynamism to the dark room. Is that a word? Shouldn't it be like dynamics or something? I don't know. Even the moldy smells seemed to be much fainter. Damn it. The girl walked back and forth in the room, anxiety clear on her face. What's wrong? Your dad doesn't believe you're with us. What an idiot. Us. Us, that's a key word. Why not let me talk to her? Shit. I realized the moment I clicked it that it wouldn't be a good choice. But whatever. I live with my regrets, okay? Shut up. Who do you think you are? Did I ask you for your opinion? Triggering her sensitive nerves, she threw me another kick. I just think it might be more effective. No one cares what you think. Shut up and wait for the ransom. Got it? Haha. Why do I keep laughing in these situations? I'm the most awkward guy ever. What's so funny? You think I won't lay a finger on you? She frowned upon hearing my laughter and then took out her weapon threateningly. No, it's just that I'm not that important to him. What do you mean? Noticing how odd my statement was, she raised her eyebrow and followed up. I haven't contacted my family for a long time. Our relationship isn't as close as you may think. Ever since I got kidnapped, I've been wondering if I should tell her that or not. It was a poor choice for a hostage. Yeah, that means a hostage is useless, which could mean that either she lets you go or, more likely, she's gonna off you. But if she offs you, she's a murderer, which is infinitely worse than being a kidnapper, right? Maybe she would let me go or silence me instead. However, it was only a matter of time before she found out, so I might as well have been transparent here. Why? Rebellious face or something? He's self-centered, or maybe just a workaholic? My complicated family relationship was hard to explain in a few words. I was deciding how to piece my sentences together to answer her questions. He spends half a year abroad and never cares about the family. He will work till midnight even when he is back in Taiwan. I don't see him that often on holidays. It's always about the company. It's all for the stockholders and employees. Blah blah blah. In my opinion, it's all for his own ego. What if he's gonna start awakening it? Come on, he wouldn't sing that tune. Whether it was my graduation, birthday, or even car accident. What car accident is coming out of nowhere? He never showed up, not even a single damn call. Clearly his job is far more important than me. Maybe it fucking is! You probably wouldn't even know about the accident if not for the hospital calling an emergency contact. I tried to shrug, but my tied up hands made it impossible. Anyway, he doesn't care if I'm dead or alive. He might even feel relieved about me getting kidnapped. Sorry about that, but you would have better luck with his secretary. I feel like I'm laying it on a little bit too thick, like she could misconstrue that as me trying to trick her. Hell, if you let me go seriously, lay it off. If you let me go now, I can even tell your secretary's number as a bonus. I proposed to her half-jokingly, yet her reaction was unexpected. She didn't open her mouth, instead just looking at me coldly from beside the window. You think that's funny? To my surprise, she walked to me while flipping her hair. You think you deserve sympathy? Want me to pity you? Please spit on me instead. She grabbed my collar and pulled me so close I could feel her breath. Oof. Car accident? Hospitalized? Your daddy doesn't give a shit about you? Be fucking grateful that he didn't leave you a pile of debt. You think everyone has a happy family? School, meals, a home. So many things we take for granted aren't the case for us. Who's us? Stop acting like some victim if you know nothing. You just make me want to puke. Every word was delivered clearly. Her voice contained a certain indescribable weight. Seeing me not responding, she let go of my collar and spat on the ground angrily. I'm wasting my time. Realizing she might have spoken too much, she turned her head away and returned to the window like a bursted bubble. Well, that didn't work. Haha. I sighed lightly. Things wouldn't be that easy after all. It was true I wanted to win her pity, but there was no lie either. A father always working and a mom never home. That's the image of my family. Every time I was home, all I could see upon the door was the vast, empty living room. I noticed how big the house was, so big that I could only feel emptiness. I guess I also jerked off on the big screen with the tissues over here. I mean, it must be so comfortable sitting on one of these, like dick in hand. I feel awkward now. If there's no text after I say this, I can't even distract. I breathed out, raised my head and looked at that small part of the sky from the window. The only lie was that I no longer felt hurt by it. Oh no. Protagonist Kun. Day 1. Night. Hunger. Night came and I had eaten nothing but some crackers. I never knew starving could be this uncomfortable. She didn't seem to eat anything either. She was either staring at her phone or smoking while looking out the window. There were a few phone calls, but they were all made outside, so I couldn't hear them. I didn't know what they discussed, but it didn't appear the negotiation with my family was smooth. After all the hesitation, I decided to ask her. What? I need to go to the bathroom. Here we go! Looking forward to see how they're gonna solve this one! She stole a glance at me, but acted as though she heard nothing. I said I need to go to the bathroom. I repeated myself. This time she slowly turned towards me. You... She probably didn't expect my physiological needs. She opened her mouth awkwardly, but couldn't say anything. Can't you figure something out on your own? Well, are you proposing I whip out my dick with my hands tied behind my back? Come on, you need to do it for me. Clearly the type that got angry when having nothing to say, she turned her head with a stern face, knocking on the desk with her knuckle. Realizing this might be a chance to make her untie the rope, I grew silent. Not knowing my plan, she acted carefree, but kept stealing glances in my direction. Since it was about time, I sighed innocently. Guess I have to do it here after all. Wait, seeing I wasn't joking, she stopped me with a darkened face. Are you a retard? Can you go to the bathroom yourself? You think I know where it is? What do you think? This is a hotel or what? Staying in an old house was one thing, but even a kidnapper wouldn't want to stay in a room filled with crap. But I can't even unzip myself like this. Eh? You... Uh-oh. I feel like my dick is in danger. Are so annoying! She pushed me to the wall suddenly and turned me over? What on? I panicked over not seeing anything. I tried to turn myself back, but I only heard a cold voice next to my ear. Be quiet. She pressed my body with her elbow and I felt a cold sensation on my back. No question about what that was. She's gonna untie me, come on. No talking, no struggling. If you move, I stab. If you yell, I stab. She wasn't going to castrate me, was she? She knew that even without my genitals, I still need to go to the bathroom, right? Man, maybe she's a dummy, who knows? bit. Come on, she's gonna untie you. This is like kidnapping 101. I kept under control and made sure I didn't speak, quietly awaiting her next move. Suddenly the restriction of my hands disappeared. Immediately turn around and sucker punch her. She's gonna like it. Then fuck her and maybe donkey punch her afterwards. Oh, it's quite a relief, both mentally and physically. I'm not condoning assault on her, by the way, but she did assault me. Isn't that, no wait, it's not self-defense if I molest her, but I just wanted to make a joke. Come on, don't cancel me. My hands were finally free and I felt like all my energy was used up. I never thought moving freely could bring such happiness. Even my shoulders and neck felt much better. If I could move my hands, my chance of escape was much higher. Raise your hands. As though she saw through me, I saw the sharp knife when I turned around. Eh? I told you to raise your hands. Wait a sec, She was totally not giving me a chance to explain myself. Not risking my own life, I raised my hands obediently. I can't escape even without a rope. Who would be so dumb as to fight someone with a knife? She ignored my nagging and showed no hesitation with her movements. My happiness evaporated instantly. Within a minute of my freedom, I returned to being a prisoner. She tied me up again or what? When I glanced at the bathroom, and antiquated was the only word I could think of to describe it. Is that a mosaic pattern in the bathtub? Is that real? Do people really have that? The old bathroom naturally wasn't huge. The light from the window was the only illumination and the air smelled of mold. The tiles were engulfed with dirt, the bathtub covered in tiles, and the ink green toilets all looked like products of the last century. The drain was so nasty I couldn't even look at it. I tried to make a face in the mirror, but the reflection was so blurry I couldn't even recognize myself. My effort to tear the rope was in vain. I moved my tied hands back and forth, but couldn't remove it without some tool. If I could find some sort of sharp item like a razor or broken tile. Done yet? You better not have any funny ideas. Almost done. She sounded impatient outside the door. To avoid suspicion, I chose not to stay too long. I prepared to leave after finishing my business. Bathroom breaks were the only time I was by myself. If only I could find some weapons. I twisted the faucet. Surprisingly, there was still running water. Upon exiting, she immediately moved closer in case I was hiding something. From the rope to my pockets, she didn't miss any detail. There's nothing really. Even the body search didn't seem to remove her suspicion of me, as though there was no way I could be disobedient. She doesn't believe I'm such a big cuck. It'll be fine if I cooperate, right? I'm not brave enough to risk my life. You better not be. You're the only one in trouble if you try to escape. If the rope can't hold you, I wouldn't mind breaking your leg. Making that final threat, she returned to the window and lit a cigarette. She tightly supported her head. How hard is it to break a leg? Isn't it like your leg bone? Like your upper thigh? Upper leg? I don't know what it's called. Isn't that like the strongest bone in your body? I guess she would try to break a more, like, I don't know. Wouldn't it be easier to just cut my my tendons at my feet or something? The messy hair hid her expression, making it hard to tell her thoughts, which seemed to disappear with the cigarette smoke. Is that the end of day one? Not quite. Hey! She recklessly went through my cell and asked suddenly, "Why don't you have your mom's number here?" I accidentally deleted it. I accidentally deleted my mom? Oh? She's busy. No time for me. Having no intention to talk about my family, I tried to end the topic quickly, yet she stared, laughing mockingly. So busy that she doesn't even know her son was kidnapped? Isn't your dad the only one working? What is she busy with? Shopping? Afternoon tea? Buying luxury purses abroad? How biased can you be? I was fed up with her unreasonable attitude, trying to paint rich people as pigs drowning in money and all sorts of luxury. They had no ability nor brains and were only good at ordering people around with money, exhausted their employees every day just to earn more money to waste. Well, that sounds exactly like rich people, to be honest. I didn't know how many people believed in such stereotypes, always suspecting others were doing something illegal if they had a better life than themselves. Well, have you looked at the top 500 in the world? Do you think they're not? Well, whatever, okay. They didn't ponder the reason behind those differences, but simply lamented the social injustice and cursed others' success. Such blind hatred of the rich was simply laughable. I agree that blind hatred is, like, misplaced, but it feels like this game is trying to make a weird case for rich people. I don't know if it's the author's intent or if he just wrote this character properly. As a rich bitch boy. All these claims of they are just lucky and rely on their parents, I could do the same if I were rich, but just to propel forward their self-righteousness. I'm not gonna comment on that. Biased? Hearing my words, she snorted and raised her eyebrow in disapproval. Are you kidding me? Aren't you the ones with the bias? What can you achieve without a diploma? Hey, who let people like her in? Watch out, she must be a thief if she's this poor. You are a fucking kidnapper! You are a thief! Aren't these your slogans? Ha! After her lively imitation, she burst into laughter, a voice filled with self-deprecation. I would like to know what I've done to deserve all your bias. Her tone sounded like one who had been through much discrimination. I wasn't sure what sort of experience had led to such an extreme mindset. Yet such words from the mouth of a kidnapper seemed only to prove those biased statements. Yeah, this is weird. Whatever. She turned her head and was unwilling to say more. Night arrived. Eyes sparkled like stars and focused in some faraway place I couldn't reach. It couldn't be helped. I know that. The world isn't fair. The girl's whisper was barely audible, and I wasn't sure if it was directed at me or to herself. It echoed within the room like some spell and stayed for a long time. Many things were easier than expected. She never knew kidnapping could be this easy. He was taken without any sort of resistance. The girl looked at the boy next to the wall, who curled his body up to preserve some warmth. The short and rapid breathing seemed to indicate he couldn't find peace even in a dream. Uncertain if he had really fallen asleep, the girl didn't close her eyes despite her drowsiness, afraid he might escape if she wasn't careful. When she got the ransom, she could start a new life, away from the stigma and boredom. The cell phone flashed a notification. Some hesitation flew across the girl's face, but it reverted back to the same look of sternness. She had long decided that it didn't matter what it would take. So long had she lived for someone else. It was time to fight for her own right. What? Okay.